Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are finishing up the Two Noble Kinsmen today with the epilogue, which goes a little something like this. I would now ask ye how ye like the play, but as it is with schoolboys, cannot say. I am cruel fearful. Pray yet stay a while, and let me look upon ye. No man smile? Then it goes hard, I see. He that has loved a young handsome wench, then show his face. 'Tis strange if none be here. And if he will, against his conscience, let him hiss and kill our market. 'Tis in vain, I see, to stay ye. Have at the worst can come, then. Now what say ye? And yet, mistake me not, I am not bold. We have no such cause. If the tale we have told, for 'tis no other, any way content ye, for to that honest purpose it was meant ye, we have our end. And ye shall have ere long, I dare say, many a better, to prolong your old loves to us. We and all our might rest at your service. Gentlemen, good night. And that's the end of the play. So the prologue comes out the epilogue comes out to check and see how everybody liked the play, which is a legitimate question. It's a little bit of a weird play. It has some fun elements. I think that there's an interesting commentary, once again, on the fickleness of men's attractions, but this one isn't so much romantic attractions, but it's how quickly Palamon and Arcite went from being the best bosom buddies to sworn mortal enemies, but not wanting to quite get there. I mean, they went from saying we could spend the rest of eternity in prison together so long as we have each other to we have to kill each other to figure out which one of us gets this girl. So I think that it's an interesting commentary, similar to, like Romeo forgetting about Rosalind the instant that he sees Juliet, that kind of a thing. And there's elements of other Shakespearean plays in here. I've already talked about the similarities between Ophelia's madness and the jailer's daughter's madness. Not quite sure what to make of the fact that the jailer's daughter ends up with the wooer who she thinks is Palamon, and also not entirely sure how to feel about the fact that Palamon lost the battle but won Amelia. Arcite won the battle but got crushed by a horse. So it's a play that ends with, by what we would consider by today's standards, a somewhat questionable marriage, a marriage that we might be able to feel okay about, and then also a death. So I don't know. I think this is classified as a comedy, but I don't know that it actually would be a comedy in my book, given the different ways that you can feel about the different things that happen by the end of the play. And it is structurally a little bit different. There's a lot more big, long monologues and big, long monologues in response to big, long monologues, which just gives the play a different flavor than a lot of other Shakespearean plays, which people speculate for the most part that this was one that he wrote in conjunction with some other people. So that makes sense if it's not a fully Shakespearean style, that like some scenes might have been written by Shakespeare and some scenes might have been written by somebody else. So that is probably why it has a little bit of a different flavor. And I think it's also interesting that some of the big action of the play, like there's this huge buildup to the battle between Palamon and Arcite that happens off stage. We only see that from Amelia's perspective as servants come in and give her updates, which feels kind of Greek to me, have that going on over there, but we don't actually have to see it. And or it could be a lazy stage trick, so they didn't have to stage a full-on battle. Maybe they didn't have enough actors to be able to play all of those various soldiers who are supposed to come in, or something like that. So it's a unique piece. It's not one that I've ever seen performed live before, which also means if I pronounced any of the names wrong, I'm sorry. But it's one that I would definitely be interested in seeing a production of, just to see what other themes people might pull out from it and highlight in the live performance thereof. So, the epilogue asks at the end, did you like it? Are you contented by it? Was there anything good that gave you any sort of pleasure in this play, and if so, please applaud for us, and if not, sorry, we do other plays too. Which is a nice segue into, please, first of all, please leave any thoughts or comments in the question. I love getting feedback from y'all on what you think of all of these things, but also it's a nice segue into saying tomorrow is new play day, and we're going to start in on The Winter's Tale, which is a gorgeous piece with an Act 4 that feels like it came from a totally different play. But yeah, The Winter's Tale is super fun, has some fantastic female characters in it with some really great monologues. Again, with, male fickleness and frailty is thrown in there a little bit. And the greatest stage direction that has ever been written. It's even made it into the Cornetto trilogy, and Simon Pegg quoted it, and it turned into, hey, let's boo-boo. So, let's boo-boo for today, and I will see you tomorrow as we start in on The Winter's Tale. Mwah.